Alright, in this video I'm going to take a pick on a specific facility which comes bundled with the Vim. This is nothing but called folding. So you can uh, take the facility of this particular uh, activity inside Vim in several ways. So let me show you how you could do that, so how it can benefit you. Okay, so the purpose is to show you a fold facility inside Vim. Okay, so without further ado, let me get into a terminal, and for instance, if I wanted to open my vimmerc file, okay, I think I'm zoom enough to see. If I open my vimmerc file, as you can see, I have folded each and every section of it, and I make the comments or the first line of the section descriptive enough. By looking at the file, looking at the lines, I can understand what the fold contains. Okay, so it is important because you probably have a long file like that. My vimmerc is quite big, like everyone else. So the folding means it basically literally folds stuff according to your choice. So I made a choice in my vimmerc to which section, the most of the section are folded, all of them, most all of them are folded and I made sure the first line or indicative line of the fold should contain text. By looking at it, I can understand what that fold contains. Okay, so you can have a look. My cursor is hovering on the plus. Okay, so you just press in everything about folding, start with a Z character. Okay, so along with that there are other character. For instance, if I wanted to specifically open this fold, all I have to do, press Z and capital O. See what I did? Press Z and capital O, which open the folds under the cursor. Okay, so how do I collapse it? Again, Z and capital M. Z, capital M. See, it collapsed. Okay, so to open a specific fold, you need to put your cursor, okay, and see my cursor is hovering on the plus, right? So if I put my cursor on a specific folding line and press Z and capital O, it open up the specific fold. Okay, to close that specific fold, all I have to do Z and capital M, it will close the specific fold. Simple, right? So you can do, say for instance, if you just wanted to open a specific ZO, it will open the specific fold like previous. It's simple Z and small o. Okay, so every operative character, Z and the character like M, O, V, whatever, okay, and has a sibling or in a capital letter like ZO and Z capital O, like ZM and capital M. Okay, something like that. So this is a very handy utility if you have a long file. Generally the source code files are big enough, or it could be a textual file or the file holding something else, but it's quite long. So instead of hover through, okay, and if you have folding in place, so you will get a brief stuff in front of your eyes, and you can scan through and you can see by looking at the line. Then you go to a specific place where you wanted to see the stuff instead of getting distracted by seeing other thing. This is one of the way of not getting distracted by something else. If you want, you can search for something like normal way, right? Macro. If I write this, see this letter, it can open the moment it hit the word you have searched. It automatically open that particular fold. Okay, you don't have to do it yourself. If you search for something else, say if I do color and press it, see when the search hit a particular word and the fold contains that particular word, the fold gets open automatically. Okay, you do not have to do it by yourself. As simple as that. Okay, so now and say how to create fold, how to delete a fold. Okay, so let me give you an example. This is an example of creating fold and unfolding from scratches. Okay, so if I come here and if I select it and then do, I'm just doing it for the sake of folding. I've just pasted one single rudimentary line to several lines. So folding can be done different way. It can be done with the marked way, it can be done with the syntactical way, and it can be done with the manual way. It's my personal preference. I do folding in manual way because I wanted to know what I want to cover up. Okay, there are two other methods, as I mentioned, marked way and tactical way. So those are fine. The moment you place the marker and the folding sense it is there, so it will do the stuff automatically for you. I don't want to do that. I want to do the folding in my way. I wanted to do it in a manual way, so I set the folding marker manual. Okay, so I have to do it manual way. How do I do that? So for instance, if the cursor is on the very beginning, as I said, the first line of the fold should be descriptive enough. By looking at it, you can understand what the fold contains, right? It is an indicative stuff. It will save your time and understanding. Okay, so how do I do that? Then I visually select the line and I select the stuff what I want to fold. Just place Z and F. See, those lines got folded. You can see it, right? I hope these two lines was not selected, so that is why it's not come under this the folding, right? So how do I do that? I selected the stuff and then press Z F. To close the folding for this, you have to press Z and C too to close it, so it will not further interfere with the other line. So the basic rule of folding, you need to select the line. If you do it manually, which I do, and then press Z and F, then once the fold has been complete, you need to press Z and C to, let me write it for you so you can remember it, to fold a specific line or regions, you need to select them and press Z and F and then Z and C. Okay, so this is required to create and fold. Because I'm telling it third time, I prefer the manual folding method. You probably like the other two method. I'll show you what are the methods. Okay, you can place the marker so it can sense it and fold it itself without your intervention, but I do it do this stuff manually. That's why I'm showing it like that. So to create a fold, you need to select the region manually as I shown to you, and you need to, once the fold has been done, you need to press Z and C to close out the fold, so it will not take interference with the other fold. Okay, so how do I delete the fold? If I place my cursor Z and D, see, it deletes the fold. To delete the fold, you need to press Z and D. Simple. Place the cursor on a folding line and press Z and D. It will delete the fold. As I said, each and every small letter, like Z and D, right? It has a cousin like others, Z and capital D, which delete all the folds. Likewise, Z and M, Z and O. Okay, so each and every letter has got a capital variant of it. I'll show you in a moment that what it signifies. I'm trying to get you up of the basic stuff of folding, so you can see how easily you can create the fold and delete it. So these are the basic. Let me do it once again for you. Okay, so my cursor is at the beginning of the line where I want to start my folding. And if I select it visually, okay, you can see I have pressed Shift V to select. Then I move J to select specific line. All I did is Z and F. See, it simply create the folding for me. Okay, to create the fold, I'm repeating again, to create the fold you need to press Z and F. To delete the fold, create Z and D. Okay, so if I to open a fold, you see my cursor is on the fold, right? Z and O, it will open the fold. Right now, if I wanted to add to the existing fold, if I select this and press Z and X, okay, no, I think I did it wrong. So if I wanted to add, I need to Z and O to open, and okay, so basically I'm trying to show you how you can fold and unfold it. Okay, so what I generally do, if I wanted to add a section to a existing fold, okay, it not probably the super fine way, but if I wanted to add a section to an already existing fold, what I did, I just delete the particular uh, folding and select all this stuff. It just mere keystroke. We can spend that much of time, right? It takes few seconds of yours, okay, or because everything I'm showing you, I do it manually in this particular case. So just select those line and do the normal operation ZF and ZC. That's all. Okay. So to before I show you the other stuff, I just show you. Let me try one more thing. So if I do, and if I do open the fold and page, so this is a fold help text. As you can see, I show you how ZF you need to press, as I told you, ZD to delete the fold at the cursor, which I have shown you, and I said there is a sibling for every small letter, that ZD delete fold recursively. That means the fold have a nesting fold underneath, so it will open up all the folds where your cursor is by pressing Z and capital D. That's what the capital sibling said. Okay. Likewise, you can eliminate all the fold by pressing Z and capital E. Okay. This fold help page is not too long. If you really wanted to opt for folding stuff, you should probably spend 10-15 minutes of your time to get yourself accustomed to understand how the stuff. Once you are accustomed with the commands, and as I say, all the folding commands start with a Z. Okay, so as I shown to you, Z capital O. Okay, the capital stuff do the recursive stuff under the cursor, and the normal letter will do what is done at the fold level 1. Okay, so as I said, you need to, once you create the fold, you need to close your fold, that by ZC. Okay, likewise Z capital C will close all the fold underneath that recursively. To open a fold, you need to do ZA. Okay, so let me show you. If I do ZF and ZC, so if I do ZA, it will show me the folds. Okay, ZA does that. Pretty simple stuff. I'm hoping you are following it, right? Now Z capital A has close all fold. ZA what it does, it acts as a toggle stuff, as it is written clearly. Okay, and ZV I never use that, but it says it open enough to. I never found this option is useful enough for me. ZX I tried once. Again, so this might be helpful or handy to you to update the folds. As I said, I do my updates, I generally delete the existing fold because my fold chunks are uh, minimal, so I can afford that delete. And if I wanted to include a specific section, I select the entire region and then fold it anew. But here is a better way by using ZX, which will update the fold and apply the fold level. So ZM is to collapse down the fold. If I open a fold and if I want to collapse it, I use ZM as I shown to you. I never use ZR because I never felt the necessity of it. Probably someday I might find useful for me to use that one. You could be using that if you have that kind of necessity. I'm showing what I practically use day-to-day basis, not anything hypothetical. So here is a stuff that range means you can select particular line, which is what I did by selecting a particular line and then fold it. But with the command mentioned, it is explicitly said what you can do from the ex prompt instead of using the command it provides, right? So it's pretty simple. So there is a movement of stuff which I never use because I never felt it is necessary for me to do something like that. But it is there, left bracket and Z, right bracket and Z, which resembles something else in Vim. But they have used it and I never felt the necessity of using it, so I use it in my way. You could be using it. ZJ, I never use that. I mean, I haven't used it. So you can, interestingly, you can use this color of the fold as per your liking. You can easily mention it on your Vimmercy. So if you don't want to use the theme you are using in Vim, you could assign your own folding colors, like with the help of this two line I'm highlighting. So this two line, it could be different to you, so you can easily do that. Okay, so there are several fold level too. So you can scan through this page if you're really inclined to use more feature of fold. Okay, so here is a snippet of function which is given in the help page. You can have a look at it. And how your fold line should look, you can look into this specific line and change it according to your need. Look at this line. This is the default stuff, I believe, how the fold line should look like. If you want something else in your fold line, you could have changed this stuff and put it in your Vimmercy. So every time you do the folding, that the folding line should come as per your test or understanding. Okay, I do not want to make things complicated, so I go with the stuff what provided by the actual author. If there is need for something, then only I can stab at it and do stuff. Otherwise, what's the point bringing the complexity when the normal stuff do well? Okay, and as I said, the fold help page is not too big, you should probably there are other options. You can see these options are there, and it is clearly explained what these I'm not going into great detail to clobber your head with so many information, so it takes some time to consume all these stuffs. What I have shown you, I've shown you the basic to get up and get going with it. Okay, so once you feel comfortable, you can dig through this help page and start exploring the other stuff which probably come into binded into your workflow. Don't do it something because it is there. I don't do, and I expect people should not do that. If something is there for the taking, don't take things which doesn't bind or bring anything good to you. Okay, so these are the stuff. As I say, it can be done in an indent level, mark level. I do it in a manual stuff, so that's what I shown to you. So you could choose any of them, any of the way. You need to mention that in your vimmercy, so the moment you hit the folding key, it will do the stuff for you. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you. If you listen to what I'm saying or showing, so it will help you get up and going with it. This is folding in brief. Okay, not in brief, I just covered the basic detail which you need. Basically, if you want something specific, you need to dig through the help page, as simple as that. Okay, so that's what I mentioned to you. So you can understand, right? So to final time, I'm showing this folding stuff, how to do it manually. Okay, to select a particular range of file and press ZF like this, and press ZF, it will fold it, then ZC to close it. Okay, to open ZO, okay, ZO, and it will open the file. To delete the fold, to collapse the fold, ZM. Okay, to delete the fold, ZD. To delete all the fold. Okay, so these are the simple folding stuff you can do inside Vim. This is very handy, as I shown to you beforehand that most of my configuration file are heavily, let me show you. Say for instance, my mail matrc file, like every other file, I have used fold. See, this is my matrc file, all are fold, and the lines, the first line of the fold is such that by looking at it, I understand what this fold contains. So it gives me a better perspective by looking at the file. Folding helps you if you give enough content in the very first line of the folding to give you some sort of insight what this folding should contain, so you don't get distracted by something else. And it will only open the stuff if you wanted to see. So for instance, if I wanted to just see this particular thing, simple, 0, it will only open the particular stuff, not everything else. Although you could open everything else at once with a keystroke, but what's the point? Okay, to open a specific particular fold or create a is very handy. That's why I'm making this video. Okay, so basically, so it will help you to get your stuff properly formatted and concise manner. That's why the folding exist, and it is come by default with Vim, so you do not need any plugin to use this kind of stuff. It's pretty native stuff in Vim. Okay, so I hope it will be useful for some people. Thanks for watching.